he might have number 7 in as QB1 on Sunday in Indianapolis. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Cardinals Daily. I'm the angry Cardinals fan, Eddie Law. Hit that sub, tap that bell, send that like, leave a comment. Here we go. Kicking off here first with the injury report, some issues we're dealing with here. Thursday's practice report as Arizona gears up for the Week 6 matchup against the Indianapolis Colts. And the big headline remains the same. Kyler Murray still not practicing. For the second straight day, Murray sat out with a foot injury, sustaining that frustrating loss to Tennessee. Now, Cardinals are calling that day-to-day. But when your franchise quarterback's missing multiple practices and you got a tough road game ahead, it's a little more concerning. Murray's absence means that the backup plan is already being discussed, right? Jacoby Brissett took the snaps on Thursday and would start if Kyler can't go. And look, while Brissett's a serviceable vet, right? This offense runs on Murray's mobility, his ability to extend plays, to keep defenses honest. Without him, Drew Petzing's playbook gets a whole lot smaller. On the bright side, there was some good news. Cornerback Garrett Williams, who's been on the IR since mid-September with a knee injury, was spotted working on the sideline during practice. So that was cool. That's a great sign, of course, but according to the doctor, David Chow, Williams' issue was likely a bone bruise from a collision, not a structural damage issue. So it's good news. If that's the case, he could be back at practice next week and help shore up a thin secondary. Now let's look at the rest of the injury list, and it's a long one, admittedly. So defensive lineman Darius Robinson still hasn't practiced with that pectoral injury. He missed the Titans game entirely and looks questionable at best for Sunday. On the offensive side, Evan Brown, our great freaking guard that loves to get penalized constantly, and Will Hernandez were both limited. Hernandez actually played 34% of the snaps last week, but the staff wants him closer to full strength before they throw him in as a starter. So more than likely, he will be the starter sooner than later. The Cardinals also added punter Blake Gillikin. I can never say your name, dog. Gillikin. Yeah, it's like Gilligan's Island, but Gillikin to the report with a back issue, and that's worth watching because special teams miscues can quietly change games like this one. And with our history, we've had special teams miscues before, so something to keep an eye on. Meanwhile, for the Colts, their biggest concern is corner Kenny Moore II, who's battling an Achilles issue and did not practice. It's a major storyline. If Moore sits, opens the door for Marvin Harrison Jr. to absolutely feast in his emotional homecoming game at Lucas Oil Stadium on Sunday. So to sum it up, Kyler's status is the headline. Garrett Williams is trending to come back in the right direction, of course, and the offensive line is banged up, but hanging in there for now. Sunday's matchup in Indy is shaping up as a test of resilience. Can the Cardinals weather the injuries and execute on the road? We damn sure can't execute at home, so I don't know what the hell we're looking for here. But, hopefully we can get it together. Sometimes we play better on the road. Who knows? Maybe not dealing with the pressures of playing for the hometown crowd. It will help those guys out. Who knows? We'll keep tracking this, of course, as Murray's status is still day-to-day as game day gets closer. But for now, it's looking like Arizona might need to win this one the hard way, like we have any other freaking way of winning games at this point. It's either hard or embarrassingly losing. So we'll see. All right. So if Kyler can't go, what happens? With Kyler missing back-to-back practices this week due to that, of course, that foot injury, this week has been all about getting Jacoby Brissett ready to go on Sunday for Week 6. Let's be real. This isn't uncharted territory for Brissett. The 10-year-old vet, Jesus, I was like he's 10. The 10-year vet is in this situation plenty of times, right? Stepping in, steadying the ship, giving the team a chance to win when chaos hits. But exactly what can we expect from Brissett in this offense and against his former team, no less? So first off, Brissett brings one thing the Cardinals offense desperately needs right now: stability, right? He's not flashy. He's not going to scramble for 40 yards on a broken play like Kyler, but he's calm, he's composed, and he's efficient. And he's the type of quarterback who won't lose you the game, right? He'll manage it. To be fair, though, he's probably not going to win it single-handedly either. He's not going to throw you out of games, but he's damn sure not going to throw you into them. Expect offensive coordinator Petzing to lean heavily on the run game early. James Conner still on IR. Still, I believe the same thing for Trey Benson. So look for Michael Carter and Mario Mercado and Bam Knight to share some touches on Sunday. But with Brissett's experience, we should also focus on short, quick throws to get the ball out fast and avoid pressure. Think like slants, curls, tight end check down, screens, stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that on the game plan. If the Cardinals offensive line, which is dealing with injuries to Evan Brown, Hernandez, and Jonah Williams, can't keep him upright and clean for the most part, the passing game should flow through Harrison Jr. and Zay Jones and Michael Wilson. And Zay Jones actually he looked really good with Jacoby in preseason. Like they had some killer throws in practice and in preseason games. So if you're hurting for a fantasy wide receiver and you just need someone to throw in there in the flex, they might be someone to look at. Now, if Jacoby plays. Now, big storyline here. Brissett's return to Indianapolis, where he started 30 games between 2017 and 2019. He knows that building. He knows that fan base. Maybe even a few of the defenders, depending on who's still there. But don't underestimate the emotional fuel he's going to have for this one. And, the Colts defense I believe they ranked top 10 in sacks this season. They're going to test his pocket presence early. They're going to test his offensive line very, very quickly. Now, that's kind of where his experience comes in, right? Jacoby's not going to panic under pressure the way Kyler does sometimes. And he's been through Belichick's system, Reich system, Stefanski's system, I believe so. I believe he has. So he knows how to operate under duress and make the safe play, all right? The question is, can he push the ball downfield when it matters, when we need it the most? We've seen flashes of that in the past. In Cleveland, he had a 64% completion rate and ranked top 10 PFF's big-time throw percentage before Deshaun Watson took over. He's capable. But this version of the Cardinals offense hasn't exactly been built for vertical shots lately, right? So Petson's going to have to get his head out of his ass and open up a few deep looks for Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride specifically. So and we know Petson's head is so far up his ass, he don't even know what's up or down anymore. If Brissett can manage the game and avoid turnovers, the Cardinals can absolutely hang with Indy. But the Colts defense is going to be the key here. They're physical, but they're beatable. Especially over the middle, where, in the middle of the field where Brissett excels historically in his career. Expect to grind out kind of game, lots of time of possession, ball control, field position battles. And look, the truth is, this could be a blessing in disguise. Kyler's foot needs rest, and the team gets a chance to evaluate just how adaptable this offense is without him. If Brissett can come in, keep things steady, and maybe even steal a win against his old team, it might just buy this coaching staff a little breathing room, right? And show that the Cardinals have real depth at quarterback. Now, expect less flash, more fundamentals, hopefully, and expect a veteran presence who knows how to take care of the ball at quarterback. So if the Cardinals defense can hold up against Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense, and Daniel Jones, of course, Arizona can sneak out of Indy with a much-needed win, even without Kyler. So let's look at Mr. Jacoby Brissett, because he can win. He can win, maybe. All right, we'll obviously talk about it here, of course. So, if Kyler's foot takes him out of this weekend's game against the Colts, and Brissett gets in, of course. He's appeared in 87 career games, started 53 of them coming out of NC State. I think he also played Florida. I think he played Florida. He went Florida, then NC State, and then he got drafted, I think, 91st overall by New England. So he's had stints with the Colts, the Dolphins, the Browns, the Commanders, the Patriots, now us. And then, yeah, so I mean, he's been around. So Kyler Murray's still dealing with that foot injury. There's a real chance Brissett gets to start against the Indianapolis Colts. And honestly, it raises a few interesting questions. What does he bring to the table? What are his limitations? And most importantly, can he keep his Cardinals team competitive while Murray heals up? So he's been around the league, like I said, he's been everywhere, right? He's the definition of a seasoned vet. Over the course of his career, he's played, of the 87 games, he has more than 11,000 yards, more than, I think 53 touchdowns and only 24 interceptions. Not terrible. That's a career completion percentage of about 61% and a passer rating of 84.3. Not elite, steady. Those are game manager numbers. Now, when it comes to mobility, Brissett can move nearly 1,000 career rushing yards, if the pocket collapses, but it's not his first choice. Like he can get a first down here or there, like the key ones, but he's not gonna run. He's not gonna give you 100 yards in a game. Now, win-loss record is not great, 37-50 as a starter, but actually no, it's not 37. It would be 37-50 overall. Yeah, the starter definitely not good either. But that's a more reflection of a team he's been on than his individual ability, in my opinion. Let's start with the good. First, poison experience, right? Brissett has seen just about everything in NFL defense could throw at him, right? He's been a backup. He's been a starter, short-term bridge, and a locker room leader. You're not going to rattle him easy. Second, he protects the football. Not reckless. He doesn't throw into double coverage just to make a highlight, of course. And that's huge for a Cardinals team that's been killing itself with self-inflicted wounds constantly. Third, rhythm passer. Expect a lot of short to intermediate throws, slants, quick outs, screens, the kind of stuff that keeps the chains moving and the defense honest. And while he's not Kyler Murray, he's mobile enough to extend plays for at least a little bit. He can roll out, he can buy time, and even take off every once in a while for 5 or 6 yards when he absolutely has to. He's not flashy. Like I said, he's steady. Right now, we could use some steady, obviously. Now, let's be real. He's not going to go out there and throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. If he does, insane, and Indianapolis should be embarrassed. But he's not that kind of quarterback, right? His arm strength, it's all right. It's not elite, but it's all right. His accuracy dips a bit when he's asked to push the ball downfield, and when games get tight, when the Cardinals need those big-time throws, right, on 3rd and long. Let me step back here. We don't throw on 3rd and long, right? Pedzing, we run. Right, Pedzing? Clown ass. Anyway, that's where he started to see his limitations, of course, with those 3rd and longs, to see like when you have to put the ball in the tight windows. He's also very dependent on supporting cast. When the run game isn't clicking or the offensive line is breaking down, he dips. It's plain and simple. So if the Cardinals want to win with Brissett, they can't put the whole game on his shoulders. They need to lean on everybody, right? They got to lean on Trey McBride down the middle, Marvin Harrison outside and stretching the field, and they got to lean on that O-line. And for the football gods, help you guys. Like those 3 running backs need to have the game of the season, right? Against Indianapolis, we need to expect and we need to hope for a methodical approach from Petzing, offensively, of course. Brissett's going to open up, with rhythm throws, 5-6 yards at a time, nothing crazy. Try to control the time possession. Maybe we'll get some scripted early play action, right? To test the Colts linebacker, see what they got. Maybe some quick outs to McBride. Maybe get Zay Jones involved. Definitely want to get Michael Wilson involved. If he's healthy. And honestly, this might be one of those manage the game, just don't lose the type of performances, right? If the offensive line can hold up, if Brissett can Brissett keeps them competitive, basically, plain and simple, especially with our defense. So if not, that Colts defensive front, especially those D linemen, they can make it a long day for us, right? Jacoby's not a star. Far from it, but he's the kind of quarterback that can stabilize the team in chaos. He's smart, calm under pressure, and knows how to take what defenses give him. That's what he's been trained to do. If Arizona plays to his strengths, runs the ball, and I wouldn't even call it a strength right now because we don't have James Conner, but if we run the ball effectively, if we avoid those turnovers, and we let Jacoby work the short game, and we can stay in the fight. We can at least be competitive and have a shot to win this game. But if that's going to play hero ball, man, it's not who he is. That's going to go out that's going to kill the game real fast. This week it's about efficiency. It's not explosiveness, right? If Brissett executes that game plan, he can do exactly what the Cardinals need. Keep the offense afloat until Kyler is ready to roll again. Plain and simple, folks, right? Football's not a complex game. It's a simple game. It's a game of inches. But luckily for us, I believe Jacoby Brissett is the guy that can win a game like that. All right. No comments, of course, this week. Or not this week, no comments today. Tomorrow, Friday, I'll get all the comments together. But I had to get one in particular, and I'm not putting you in a spot, bro. But tell me you're not actually watching the show, like the entire show, without telling me you're not watching the entire show. Whatever. Do you really think with how bad things are at the moment, they're going to trade wide receiver one? You're insane. Never said we were trading Marvin Harrison. What I think happened is he saw the thing right here with an MHJ to Indy. That's not a trade, y'all. Like that. Why would you trade Marvin Harrison Jr.? You just got him. Like, he's still growing. You need to see what he's going to be. Like, unless someone offers you a king's ransom, you're not trading Marvin Harrison Jr. If anything, first guy's going to be traded in terms of the big names. It's going to be Kyler. All right? Which, by the way, I don't see how we don't call the Browns like, hey, if we're really convinced, if we really believe he doesn't have it, I don't see how we don't call the Browns up like, hey, man, y'all have a mess at QB. Come on, give us something. Give it a couple first rounders. And I don't know if the Browns would do that, but, let's make a deal here. We'll take Shador and picks, and you guys can take Kyler and whatever. So I don't know if they would do that and everything, but I feel like that's the way it might go. But either way, no, I'm not talking about trading Marvin Harrison Jr. That's not even a thing, right? And in terms of he being a wide receiver one, we ain't there yet. We're getting there, right? He's definitely shown those flashes already. He showed a few flashes last year. He's shown a lot more this year. Hopefully Kyler's healthy enough, even if he doesn't play this weekend, healthy enough to play, later in the season, and we can at least see Marvin Harrison Jr. turn into that wide receiver one before we got to make some hard decisions at that quarterback spot, which more than likely is coming. And we might have to make some tough decisions at the head coach's spot too. Because when you're Jonathan Gannon and you see what Drew Petzing's doing, and you see in the results, in the scoreboard, the numbers, right? And you don't even say, like, maybe we need to do something different. You just go, yeah, I'm still confident in the offense. It's not a good look for you, Gannon. On top of that, the what do you call it? The whole thing with Amari DeMercado and all that, kind of looked like, it was a chump move by Gannon. He went after a third-string running back. Have you ever seen him yell at Kyler like that? I haven't. How about anybody on defense? Buddha. And everyone on that team has made knucklehead plays, or knucklehead moves and everything. And he only went after Amari DeMercado. If you're trying to show you're tough, Gannon, show it all the time. But you know what I know, and what I believe everybody knows about you? You ain't tough, man. You're not that guy. You're not that dude. Okay? Just relax. All right, folks. That's going to do it for this episode of Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Law. Don't forget to hit that sub, leave a like, hit that bell, leave a comment. I'll see you guys tomorrow talking some more Cardinals. And of course, the rest of the comments that you guys have been putting up these videos, I appreciate the hell out of you guys. This is amazing, the kind of build that we're doing on this show. And let's just keep it going, all right? Catch you guys tomorrow.